Well. Another year has come and gone. Kimito Idol Precure is dead and buried, and now we are entering the new age of the greatest franchise ever created. Yes, it is time for my Precure Bingo predictions. It has been a very interesting year for Precure and just for all of life in general. I stopped watching Kimito Idol Precure. Put me in jail, lock me up. There was a poll that was done. I think it was on YouTube. I don't remember who did it. I saw it once and then I kept scrolling. But someone posted, like, did you enjoy the finale? Yes, no, or I quit watching. And 43% of people had stopped watching. And that made me feel better. I did finish it, but I took like 2 months off. I got to the point, it was some Kaito episode, and I was like, I've seen all I need to see. I did finish it all. I watched it all. I've seen it all. I've crossed off my bingo. We're going to go through it. I have a lot to say about Kimito Idol Precure. And if you watched my other bingo, you probably knew how excited I was for this. And it's still a good show. I gave it like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's all right. I would watch it again. I did enjoy it. I had my fun with it. But I do have my thoughts about it as someone who has watched all of Precure multiple times. I have called Star Detective Precure Star Twinkle 10 times in the last 24 hours. Also, I am on little sleep because I was awake for the 3 a.m. broadcast where they played the new ending song. Kimito Idol's fine. If you loved it and if it's your favorite, I am so happy for you. I am so glad that you enjoyed this season. But like, let's just get into the bingos. Square one is like crazy to me. The fact that the first square on my Kimito Idol Precure bingo is Delicious Field. It was the funniest shit. Precure, it always has a way of like seeing into my brain and like making it happen on the screen. For those that don't know what Delicious Field is, you probably haven't watched Delicious Party Precure. Delicious Field is something they introduced in that season, and it basically wipes out the setting. So instead of having them fight in the city or fight wherever they're fighting in the kingdom or wherever, like that's their setting, they snap their fingers and they're like, Delicious Field, and it's a desert. When they fight in the same desert, it gets boring, it gets old, there's very little you can introduce there. And I was really worried that every time Kimito Idol Precure would fight, that they would fight in that like stage realm that we kept seeing. And it was fine. We were fine. We were doing fine until like episode 30 something. And Kyun introduced the Heart Garden, which is Delicious Field, but garden. Oops, all bangers. I was a little nervous with Uta's song that we heard over and over and over every single episode. Uta sang the same song. And I like that song. I don't like that song. 49 episodes worth of that song. But the greatest thing that this season gave us was the Idol Precure cover of the Aqua song Hand in Hand. When I first heard it, I thought that it was an AI cover, and I was like, what are we doing? Puridun Hate Club. Oh, well, what do I have to say here? Puridun and Merodon, in the first few episodes, I was like, okay, Puridun is clearly the worst of the two. Merodon is so much worse. How many Precure seasons have we had where it is a sad ending, where the fairy has to go back to the homeland and we're crying and we're sobbing? But this season, they did the crying and the sobbing in like 10 seconds, and I laughed. I hee hee hoo hee ha ha ha. I was like, this is how it should be done. 3 to 5 team. Yep. That's what happened. Insert songs every episode. Yep. Very pre-para style. I skipped a lot of them because I don't need to waste my time with that. Hidden Identities. Yeah, they like handled this weird. I did not expect this to be like this at all. So it's like the girls are the Precure and the Precure get famous, but also the girls are like also cheering on the Precure. But then some people kind of make the connection. Kaito makes the connection. The girls are the Precure and the Precure are the idols. Very human forms. Yup. I actually really enjoyed, as much as Puridun, Merodon, Kiss, and Zukyun have their problems, they're Their civilian forms are really gorgeous. When they went to school for like 2 episodes, why is that like the theme of Precure now? I would love to be like a normal student at that school and just be like, where did those 2 girls go? Like, whatever happened to them? No combat. I crossed it off. But like, I'm kind of rethinking it because like there was combat, but it was not the main focus of anything. It was very much singing and very much dancing. Why do we have headset mics for some and then handheld mics for others? And then when we all concert, we have the big mic. The big mic was cool. That concert thing was cool. I wish it wasn't pink. I wish that it was like more neutral for like all the girls. But like it was cool. It was fine. The toy looked ugly. A lot of the toys were ugly this year. Crossover movie? Yup. I never watched it. I didn't watch it, but there is a crossover movie, so ding ding ding, victory. Bland wink. Oh my god. What happened to Nana? I really liked her and Uta's relationship from the start, but then she took the biggest dump of all time. Like, of all the cures in that season, she just went. How many Precure seasons are we going to have where there is a girl who wants to study abroad or move somewhere, and then the girls are like, but the Precure, but you can't, but the Precure, but do whatever you want, I guess. And then she's like, yeah, JK, I'm not going to Paris to live with my mom. Go live in Paris with your mom. Yeah, that one gets crossed off. CGI Empire. Congratulations, Toei Animation. You did it again. Even the intro of the intro opening song, that's a lot. The inch where they're all like running on the stage, that's gorgeous. They use CGI quite a lot here. Yeah, check. Group concerts. Yep, they happened. I did like that we got the Kiss and Zukyun duet as well as like the group piece. Practice IRL. I almost crossed this one off. But it's just Kyun Kyun. It's just her. She's fabulous, by the way. Oh my goodness. What a highlight. I really enjoyed her. I wish she was the leader. I said it. She's just fun. When she was like practicing outside and that like one boy was there, she was so cool. I was like, I want this like level of determination to just like, I'm gonna go dance and then just like dance for hours. Gorgeous. I loved her. Stage fright. I crossed it off because of Kyun Kyun. Yeah, it wasn't touched on a whole lot. It was touched on a few times. Playing instruments. Yup, Nana played that piano. She played it real good. That was the only interesting thing about her. Not the only interesting thing, but it's the only thing in like 3 years when I haven't rewatched this season. It's probably the only thing I'm going to remember about her. Sorry, Cure Wink lovers. She's gorgeous and fun, and I'm glad that you like her, but I have nothing to say about her. Collectibles galore. Oh my goodness. There were a lot of ribbons. Moving on. Expressive animation. Yeah, they were fun, especially Kyun Kyun, my girl, my goat. We are absolutely eating 2 years in a row with just fabulous secondary purple cures that just derive at home. So like hell yeah, Cure Answer, you have got like a lineage to like support you. I love purple cures. I love that girl. Ah, great job. Cure Kyun, my love. Once again I was wrong about Cure Kyun. Kyun takes a while. She pretty much just got over her stage fright pretty quick, and then she was just like in the team. I thought they were gonna really hark on the Uta and Nana relationship, but they didn't, which is kind of disappointing because they were the two that I was like, oh yeah, they're like childhood best friends. They're gonna be fun to watch. They were fine. Past legendary cures, I didn't cross out unless you count Dancing Star, but I'm not gonna count Dancing Star. Different outfit changes? No. One, but like no. Idols IRL and as cures. I thought we were gonna have 2 different teams of 2 different idols, and maybe it would be like the idol Precure were like just for like strictly for saving the day, and then like the girl Precure were like to like be idols. We did have the idol club though. They were fun. Competitive idols. No, I thought when like Zukyun and Kiss were like their duo, I thought that they were gonna be like almost like music battle. So Let Me Smile and Dressing Parfait like battle. That would have been really fun, but they didn't do that. Anyways, People mad about structure? Not really. I didn't really hear too much about it. I thought people were really going to be like, the songs are broken up. I thought we were going to have like 2 to 3 minute insert songs. We had like 30-second insert songs and they were attacks. We have 2 bingos. The first 2 rows are bingos. So like, I'm the Precure master. Let's get into my predictions. I'm so excited. This is some of the most hype I have seen a season in a while. I'm not just talking like, I'm so excited for Idol Precure. I'm so excited for Hiragana Sky Precure. Like, shit is selling out. Stores are putting up signs that are like, sorry, we don't have any more Precure. And the show hasn't even aired yet. Oh, in the first square, we have villain turned cure. It being detective theme, like, obviously it's going to be like mysterious and weird and plot is doing whatever it wants to do. But I've seen a lot of people thinking that the teal colored phantom thief that we see in the trailer is Kira Claire. We have no information on Kira Claire. They have just sealed that tight. It's a baby. We're back. You took a year off, took 2 years off from Wonderful and from Kimito Idol Precure, and it's a baby. I didn't realize until now how tired I am of Precure babies. We've had so many. Chiffon, Ai-chan, El, Ha-chan. I'm missing a few. Hagtan. And now Pochitan. It's another baby. Cure's related. Do we think Answer and Mystique are mother and daughter? It's happened before. It's happened before. But a main series duo that are mother and daughter, do we think that's what this is? They have the same eye color, but other than that, like, I kind of have no more evidence to back up my claim. They're either like cousins or like long lost time loop sisters, or they're mother and daughter. And that's what a lot of people have been saying. Time loops, it's gonna be like the time loop time travel villains of Hugto. It's gonna be like the fun, bubbly, bouncy mystery of Wonderful Precure. And it's gonna be like the jewel collecting, raising the baby, multiple realms of Mahotsukai Precure. I think that's what it's gonna like be like. That's my prediction. Pretty Holic Cash Cow. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not ready. Pretty Holic, for those who don't know, is the Precure's makeup brand, but it is so shoehorned into the plot now that it is like unseparatable almost. Man, I'm tired of seeing it in the show. Man, it's not looking great for us. Oops, all fairies. There are so many fairies. I don't even remember all their names. Pochitan and all the others. So El and Tsubasa were cures. Puriru and Merodon were cures. Yuki and Komugi are cures. We have not just had straight up fairies in a really, really long time. Even in Delicious Party, they had like power up cure forms that like could do combat. But I doubt that they'll make all of these fairies into cures, and if they do, that's gonna be a really big team. Anything but a boy cure. Cure Connect. And then like Cure Wisdom, that was his name, right? Why are we doing like special edition power up boy cures, but we're too scared to put them in the main season anymore? But I know they can do it because they did it before. Back to the Future. This is like the only way I could think of wording this. Same thing where it's like, we are a duo from 2 different places and we're hopping back and forth through the different places. Woof. That's like a lot to deal with, especially when you're trying to build. It's already one thing in a Precure season to build one setting. It's much harder to build 2 separate settings. But obviously these 2 girls are from different timelines, so it's going to be very different. But I'm just like, I think we're going to be either going back and forth, or we're going to like have like a time skip and like end up back where we began. Villains pop off. I love those guys already. They look silly. They look fun. They're the Phantom Thieves. Like, are you kidding me? Sad as Freak finale. Oof. I'm not talking Cure finale. This is not about her. Maho Girls and Star Twinkle, both of their finales include the main duo being split up. And I think that's what's going to happen here because obviously they can't both live in the same timeline forever. Arcana is the fan favorite. Whoa, I have seen so much love for that girl already. She reminds me a lot of Sailor Saturn with like her like scythe thing. It's not a scythe, it's Precure, but like her like big scepter. I think that's really cool. We got gonna be the very best. And then I put the magnifying glass because I didn't want to write out detective. But I already think that Cure Mystique looks like a Rico. She looks like she's very focused on this one task, and I need to be the best at this task, and everything I do is to make me better at that task. And like she'll get frustrated and she'll like want to quit, but in the end, she will come out on top and she will use the skills that she has learned to become a better detective. Moving on to Slice of Life slaps. Already, like I'm like less interested in the actual pre-curing of this Precure season, and I'm already like, what the heck, a time travel? What the heck, like detective, like being a good detective, like that's gonna be so much fun. That stupid book, it looks like a recolor of the Majestic Chroniclon. I cannot say that word correctly because it's written stupid, but oof, I don't want it. I don't want that thing. Get it out of here. We already had that once. I don't want to see it again. Fairy drama slows plot. Oof. That is like my biggest irk in a lot of Precure that is fairy focused, is that the little baby fairies slow down the plot, and I don't like that. And I'm like, okay, all my respect for you is gone. Shut up, the girls are working. This square makes no sense if you have not seen the earlier seasons of Precure, and it's also kind of really funny just to like look at. Welcome back, Syrup. Jet Senpai looks like Syrup, and like I have no logic. I have no logic to like back this up other than it's like young yellow boy in plot, and he reminds me of Syrup from Yes 5. Terrible romance. Oh my god. I'm not gonna talk about Uta and Kaito. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm just not gonna talk about it. But it was horrific. And I don't want to live through that again. Fairy human forms. It seems to be pretty much a given that the fairies will inevitably transform into people and help in some way with the team. Power ups for all! Bring back team power ups. I miss team power ups. We had them in Wonderful. They were ugly as hell. We didn't have any in Hirogata Sky. We had just Cure Idol got a power up in Kimito Idol. I miss team power ups. I miss when they were an every year thing, and now it's like a sometimes thing. Finale plot twist. I'm thinking like Hugto style. I'm thinking like Doki Doki style. With stuff like time travel, you can kind of do whatever the hell you want. I feel like I'd rather them just use like timelines and like this is what would happen if you did this thing, this is what would happen if you made this decision. I'd rather them do that than have them just keep going back and forth and back and forth between the timelines. This is also Wonderful Precure inspired episode by episode mystery, but I think it'd be really fun if kind of like that they're like, this is this problem, we figure out how to solve this problem, we tie it into the main battle, and then we wrap it up at the end. Very much inspired by Wonderful. I miss Wonderful Precure every single day. I loved Wonderful Precure. I will defend Wonderful Precure. Next square, thieves be thiefing. It's kind of like Steal Your Heart, a little Sugar Sugar Rune-ish, a little Heart Catch-ish of like, this is this person, I'm going to take this thing. Less like in Kimito Idol Precure when they would like slash it, less in Go Princess where they would lock it. I want them to be like thieving things. And also the items are like the Makoto jewels. I want them to be thieving. Where are we? Where are we? I get concerned for seasons like this where it is multiple settings and multiple people and you're trying to build two different settings at the same time while also doing detective theme, while also doing Precure. Your episodes, yes, this is going to be a 50 episode anime, but your episodes are only so long, and you do have to include the transformations and the opening and the ending and recycled animations, so you don't have a lot of time to be able to build that much world. I hope they find a way to fix this, but once again, so much of Maho Girls is me going, where are we? What is happening? Because there is so much back and forth, and you've got like the witch girls, and then you've got like Mirai's like friends and family, and it's like we're trying to build two settings when we really only need one, and it's gonna be tough. Eclair enters an ending one. This is like probably not gonna happen, But like I think it's weird that Pochitan is dancing through so much of the first ending. It's kind of giving Sweet Precure when Hummy is dancing and then they replace Hummy with Cure Muse. Or was it Cure Beat? I think they did it with both of them. But that wraps up my Precure predictions. I am so excited for this year. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my Yap Sesh. I've been watching Precure since 2015. Like, I've been here for a while. And this season seems to be doing a lot of new things, and it's just going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see everything. I cannot wait to watch the episode tomorrow or tonight, depending on the time zones. I don't know when I'll get to it. Let me know your thoughts. If anyone has theories, if anyone has any thoughts they'd like to share, let it be known. Start fights if you want to. Don't start fights with me, but you can start fights. I give you permission. Enjoy your year, and I'll see you same time next year.